All right, ladies and gentlemen, traders, welcome back to another Relentless recap. As you guys are tuning in, be sure to hit that thumbs up. If you're a new viewer, consider subscribing to the channel. So today we're going to talk about how we lost $1,800 here in the stock market. So it was a bit of a tough day. It's a slow day. We were not able to connect. We took a ton of paper cuts, and then eventually we took some quicker and bigger losses on ticker symbol DOMH. So we're going to talk about it here. And before we do, just remember our quick disclaimer, which is that day trading is risky. All right, remember that trading is risky. It takes time to become consistent. So start off with small accounts, simulators, practice and improve before being aggressive. Other than that, remember the live streams are never for copy trading. And lastly, I do not invest for my subscribers. So as usual, the day started off with me checking out the scanner here at Momo Pro. And we did have a pretty decent scan for the most part. Initially, I had thought it was a little slow, but we ended up seeing some fairly decent momentum stocks early. I believe we had, let's see, and actually we can check the watch list here from the chat room. We had a couple of stocks. DMOH ended up coming a little later, but earlier we had PNBK, OCEA, and BDRX, which a lot of these stocks have sold off, so they're no longer on the list. So if we look at BDRX here, this one, fairly decent looking pre-market. Big move up early, 8:30. More than likely, as the headline came out, right, breaking news, this thing pushed up, pulled back, held its levels, curled up, was giving a nice high consolidation. And I was hoping we would get an uptrend here and continuation into the open, but, it ended up selling off. Early, I'm a little slow to react to one of my first trades, which was the low of 50 here. I believe I get a fairly higher fill and I ended up taking a loss. So I tried buying around 50. Yeah, you can see I'm in at 70. I mean, just some brutal spreads today. A lot of brutal spreads. Me trying to buy between 50 and like 59. I'm in at 70. So that's how I take my first loss. Although, again, I do think I was a little slow to react. The stock then pushes up. We tried for the break and hold above 9. That did not work. We had a high of 20 and then right back down. Can see we're out here at 89 and just brutal range, right? Brutal range. Now the stock sells off below 50 and ends up pulling back to 30. I thought we'd bottomed out at the time, so I jump in right about here and it continued lower, stopped out there for another loss in at 30 out at 15. Just brutal start, and almost right away after just 3 trades, and perhaps I should have sized down to 500 shares after my first loss. I was essentially hitting my max loss right here. Right here, I was hitting my max loss by the end of this trade right here. And we're 1 minute and 30 seconds into the open. So I'm down 500, which for me, starting the day with small size, it's like, hey, nothing is working, and the sample size of trades that I'm trying, they're no good. But of course, after only 3 trades, it's like, okay, this is not enough of a sample size to know if the day is going to be a slower day or not. And I just happen to take some bigger losses. So I'm like, okay, if anything, around 900 is where we got to be really careful for it to drop some more. And we had a very cheap stock in OCEA and MGOL. These two, in particular, MGOL, let's pull it up here. This one we thought had a chance for the red to green early, but once it did complete the move, it stalled out very quickly and then sold back off. So we ended up switching away before it curled up here again. We missed this secondary push coming up. Oh, we missed this secondary push here. But yeah, a little disappointing to not get the earlier flag and breakout right here to keep going. So MGOL, we did attempt a trade or two, down $94 there. So at this point, I'm thinking like, man, like what's going on? We're getting a lot of chop. All we need at this point is one stock to hold up its levels. And we ended up getting BNAI which was a little stronger. BNAI, I think if we were to be green on this day, this would have been the stock that we would have been really big green on. At my highs, I was only up 750, and I'm saying only because, or I mean, I was only using like 10,000, 12,000 shares, like 9,000 shares, but still, for the amount this stock moved, I think we could have pulled at least like 2K, 2,500. But man, the level two I felt was just tough. The level two in time and sales, I felt was a little tough and hard to predict the bottoms. And then initially after pulling it up, so I didn't start right away on the like first 5 day break over here. I didn't start right away. I came around maybe 73 or so. Let's check where the first trade came in. First trade came in 54 at 74 cents. So 54, and this is fairly early, right? So we missed the first move, but we come for the first pullback area here. First somewhat consolidation. And a lot of, again, so candlesticks, if you're to look at the candlesticks, low of 70, high of 78. Low of 72, high of 77. High of 81, low of 72. I think initially I didn't realize how big the range was on this one. And so I kind of fell victim to being in for smaller micro dips and stopping out for bigger pullbacks. Then because of that, I'm like, hey, let's not be as scalpy. Let's wait for maybe some bigger flush outs and perhaps even being in for slightly longer on the move up. But man, the way how it moved, it seems like maybe staying scalpy would have ended up working out well. I mean, after this bit of a pullback here, let's see, we went from 80 to 92, and then from 92 to 87. You can see the pullbacks here got a little tighter. It then broke down to 85, and this dip was very pivotal, man. Very pivotal. This was a huge trade to catch. I missed it. And from 85, this thing rips up to 90. Right, I think right here is where I kind of really fell short on the day, because this move here from 80, again, very sudden. I mean, it looks somewhat clean on the chart, but very sudden at the time. But this one, man, this one we needed to capture here. Bit of a double bottom, 85, or rather 86. And then once the 1 minute candle made the new high over 90, it held. And I hesitated, man. Some of the areas that I was buying, I wasn't super accurate today. I've noticed most of my red days, accuracy is literally my number one issue. Everything that I'm trading, I'm just not right on at all, right? Is what I've noticed with my red days. And so being very inaccurate, the stock in itself being a little tough, I noticed an entry over 90 here. So despite missing the first entry, the second entry over 90, noticed it, hesitated, and from 90, this thing rips to 96. These trades are huge trades. It's 6 cents. 10,000 shares is $600 in just one trade. And then when you're capturing those type of moves, right? If you're capturing these types of candles here, you then gain a certain level of confidence to buy back the dip with less hesitation, less fear, and less thinking of the risk, and just so aggression. We ended up getting 88. And I did do okay here from 88 to 98. I think I made $700 in this area. But I was hoping for over one, and over one did come, but man, it was short-lived. We've had a lot of stocks go from about 80, 90 cents to 120, 150, 180. I was hoping this could get to 130, 150. But over one, it seems like it just became thickly traded. And the 750 that I made in this range, right here, I gave back very quickly, right in this area here. Gave it back right away. After working hard to just try to maintain and get something, we finally got it. And at this time, we were down 800 on the day. So making the 750 right here in this cluster gave us a flat day, essentially, and then we gave it all right back. And then so in this bubble here, back to flatten the stock. So back to our lows of 800 red on the day. And then DMOH came. I'm like, okay, finally something halted up. This one is over $1. And this thing was just terrible, man. I mean, it just goes to show you how easy it is to lose money even when you're managing risk, because I was aware of where I was in the day, aware that I needed to take it slow. And I said to myself, hey, 2,500 shares with about 5,000 max. So I'm using half of the size I think could be max size. I was aware that if it didn't go well, I could lose money, but the resumption trades are very obvious and accurate. But this particular resumption was anything but obvious and accurate. So we were halted up at 518. It opens at 15. And in the time, I don't think it really dips. And it bounces immediately. So I tried to buy the bounce. I get filled at 25. It gets to a high 35. Looks like it's going to get to 40, 50, 60. Like the normal strong resumptions would. But immediately it's back down. And I stop out for a loss. In at 25, out at 16. So this is at 10:39 on DOMH. So again, in at 25. Again, it's not a terrible trade here if the stock is to give the continued move, right? Or out at 16. And honestly, from here, I kind of like just, it was hard to gain a rhythm with it because I kind of knew it was a little out of whack. Like it didn't follow through to what the normal resumptions would do. So I'm in at 16, out at 23, or out at 21 really. Okay, kind of a scratch trade there. And we're lingering between, let's say, 18 and 25, 26. I notice volume starts to get in, so I jump in here for about a 24, 25 entry. I get filled at 40. This, for me, was brutal. This is absolutely brutal for me. I mean, in at 40, which was the high of the candlestick, 39 at 1040, which is right here. I get filled at the highest level of this candlestick. And then, literally, it just stalls out. And then it's back down. And you can see just 3 seconds later, I'm already trying to get out. And it's already at 22. I mean, just tough loss right there. Brutal. This is like a $500 loss. Almost, or maybe like 4 something, you know? Like 420. So I'm like, man, what is going on? The stock then tries over the high, so I size down to 1,500, which is at this point, you know, really small size. Over 40 doesn't go. We get a small trade from 22 to 36 and 28 off of a dip down below 20 or at 20 area. And then from there, let's see, I think it pushed up one last time. It came back down and I tried to buy below the whole dollar right here. So is that at 40 or is this afterwards? No, okay, time-wise it's 48. So a little afterwards, let's see, 48. Hold on, let's zoom out a little bit. So 45. Okay, so yeah, we pushed up to a high of 48, right? So a bit of a new high. There's a flag. The flag doesn't really hold well. And so on this red candle here, which we had a low of 95, I'm thinking it's possible we can go and dip below the whole dollar and find support in this previous range like we had earlier, right here. So, hey, can we find support in this previous range? So, when it dipped below 5, I tried to buy like 99, and I get filled at 11 on this candle. So, I got filled all the way up here. And the stock didn't end up holding up either. It sold off here up until later in the day. So, you can see it went all the way from 5 to 4. Lighter volume. Then it got back over 5. And if you're watching the stock over here is where you could have made something, but again, the volume in itself was light. There was a bit of a spread. I was red 800 at the end of the stream. I added $200 in losses trying to buy this consolidation right here. Got stopped out, and maybe it curls up late. I mean, I don't know, but I'm not touching it again. So that's essentially how the day went, and we're down 1,800. We kept it tight, you know, we got past the 500 very quickly in the red. but we did a really good job there, battling, you know, good old WWE slugfest, you know, a good wrestling fight. We brought it to almost flat, and then we gave back and, you know, red 800 again. I guess if I could go back, what I would have done differently was to use smaller size in the resumption, being that the day was slower at the time. But you know, the stock looked good. I thought it had a chance to curl up nicely. I mean, the momentum for the most part last week was pretty decent. The first half of the week was hotter, a little slower the back half. But you know, Thursday I thought was a good day to be up some money. So when we saw this one, I'm like, hey, I think it looks good. But I mean, from 15 where we got halted, it got to 48, and then that was it. I mean, that's just like pretty sad for what the momentum could be. And then we get this big move from 5 to 650, you know, a 22% move all the way later in the day. And you can see the volume is really low. So that was pretty much it. That was pretty much the day here. Full review. Keep in mind, for those of you who are looking to join the classes, we have the next day trading team house coming up. And so that means there's going to be here another coupon. And of course, this coupon a little bit more advantageous for those of you who are looking to get involved. Coupon code TEAM will give you guys 50% off, and it'll give you a free entry into the raffle. That way, when we spin the wheel, if your name is picked, you'll be invited to come join us on the day trading team house. This is going to be for a full week in Arizona. We're going to Phoenix, Arizona. We're going to the Grand Canyon. We're going everywhere in Arizona. We're going everywhere, so it's going to be a full-on vibe and experience. So definitely feel free to check it out. Check out our curriculum as well, right? Of course, check out our curriculum. As you guys know, our full package, which is the program you'd have to buy to be able to have everything, and of course be entered into the raffle. These are some of the perks that are included in the full package, right? We do have our daily live streams, game plans, halt scanners, gap scanners. We have our tutorials, our setups. We have the full A to Z course. We have our weekly coaching sessions. We also have the archives as well that are available. We do different types of calls, right? There's Q&A calls, there's revisions, there's rehab calls, and these are done weekly. There's the full curriculum, of course, itself, which you guys can check out. Everything here super detailed and organized. All right. We do believe this is why we have so many profitable students, is because we're very transparent. We share a ton with the guys, with the students and the team in extension. There's the close. And so we do see a lot of our members excelling. We're going to try to record a success story here before the week is over. Another success story. And guys, this new house is going to be bigger and better than ever. We're going insane. So check it out. Check out the links for the chat room. Check out the links for the scanner, Momo Pro, where you can utilize coupon code Relentless for 25% off for 6 months. With that being said, it's been RT. Hit that thumbs up, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Subscribe to the channel tomorrow again at 9 a.m. Hopefully for a hotter day.